Adam, Kylo Ren looks hilarious and normal. Again, I have not seen the movie, but in all seriousness, he seems very focused and obsessed. And in my mind, he's like Robert De Niro's character in King of Comedy. Is any of this even approximating the truth? Again, I've not seen the movie. If so, I'm a genius. If not, then what is he like?
Kylo Ren, Rupert Pupkin is what you're
Is he
asking.
Rupert Pumpkin? And Lawrence, you can answer this question too.
Yeah, he makes a lot of videos for his mom.
He makes a lot of videos for his mom, lives in his basement.
He's a great cook. You know, he's a Scorpio. I think he's very unpolished and unfinished. And I think what JJ and Larry did, keeping all the vocabulary that everyone's very familiar with of Star Wars and the dark side, and keeping that very much intact, but also adding a kind of recklessness or something that's kind of unneat about it that I think people normally associate with the dark side being organized and very, in control and calm and in command.
I think of the dark side as extremely organized.
Right.
Extremely organized in a very evil way.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've continued?
Well, Larry, if you want to speak to this, but one of our thoughts was to try and do something that felt a little bit different in that regard.
Yes, and that's why we were so excited about Adam playing this part, because there's never been a character like Kylo in the saga. And no, he hasn't got his shit all together, I would say. And Adam acts it so beautifully, because what you're looking at is, you expect this is some evil genius, but what you're getting is all the contradictions and the conflict that people feel. Any one of us can feel at any moment. That's what's so amazing about it, and I think that's what's unique about what Adam has done.
Lupita, you play a former space pirate who now runs a bar. I'm wondering, this seems sort of, to me, like a female Sam Malone from the American TV show Cheers. Does that mean that Yoda is Norm? You might not know this. I was just going to say, could you talk about your relationship with Yoda? And is it convivial?
Sexual.
Carrie, just tell her a little bit about the show Cheers.
Sexual, I said. Sexual.
Sexual, okay.
He was my first love. No.
That's a movie I would like to see.
Yeah, that's a good movie too. Ideas for Disney. Yeah. What?
The question was, can you talk a little bit about your character's relationship with Yoda, which is something I like to. Can she?
No.
Well, I will say this,
No, okay.
that in an attempt to save my friend Lupita
Okay.
from this slightly
Idiotic
awesomely geeky question, which is that I do believe that Maz and Yoda at one point had crossed paths, but that is not something, of course, due to the events of past films, happens in this one.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
What he said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You recently were in a play in New York City, and I'm wondering what the experience was acting with other actors versus what I can only imagine in this was at sometimes a very solitary experience shooting this movie. And
Well, yeah. Fortunately
it?
for me, JJ had me be a part of principal photography. So my very first experience of motion capture was on the actual sets with the actual actors. So I am eternally grateful to him for giving me that, because it was a great way to get into this wonderful, crazy thing called motion capture. I got to be on those sets and see those things and feel them, and the art direction in this, there's so much detail, even when you're standing on that set, it's mesmerizing. And I think audiences are going to be, they're going to have a very immersive experience, much like we had filming it. And so it was good to have that, and the physicality is something that then carries on into theater for sure. And that was the thing that attracted me to the idea of playing motion capture, the idea of working on a character that wasn't limited by my physical circumstances, and I could work with my body in new ways, and I've continued that onto the stage.
If I can just say one thing that Lupita would not, which is that she was remarkably tireless and and willing to experiment with different versions of this character. And it was kind of an amazing thing to discover over various iterations of Maz, what she sounded like, how she moved. It was really, I've never been through this before with an actor where we got to discover again and again and again kind of how to better tell the story we were telling. And it was just, I always felt guilty every time we started up another session, we did some reshoots, we did some work, and every single time Lupita was willing and game and deeply committed and into finding Maz Kanata's voice, and I'm just eternally grateful.
Thank you, JJ.
It's confirmed something I came into this thinking, which is that Lupita Nyong'o is a good actress.
I was shocked to discover she's a spectacular actress. It never crossed my mind.